And being intelligent is when you have realized that there is a lot that you don't know. So coming to knowledge of your ignorance means you are now intelligent. See, we don't know how powerful seeing is, vision. So if you want to help yourself, just tell yourself that at any strata that I am, or at any point in my life, there is more. Hello there. You're welcome to Kingdom Discourse Podcast. And this is our first ever episode. My name is Paul Dominic, and with me is, and together we are your hosts. Kingdom Discourse is a platform where we put deep thoughts to issues, to topics that we are discussing per time. We try to make sense of it. We investigate the narrative to see how applicable it is in our life as believers.
We urge you to join us on this journey by commenting, liking, and sharing our posts and supporting our channel.
Yeah. And by doing that, you will help us get this to the right audience, get this to like minds, and together we'll get there. All right. We are discussing a topic today. Is that a topic? I would say we're trying to make sense of a podcast. And this podcast was done by Apostle Femi Lazarus. Yeah, I found that podcast so impactful and inspiring. So I was trying to make sense of it. And me and Victory, we are trying to, think through it and get to have a deeper understanding. And we believe as we're doing that, in that process, will also help those that it was too big of a deal for them to chew, will help to make it even simpler as we navigate through the podcast. So we're going to be treating it a question per time. So the question that the interviewer asks him, then we'll look at his response and trying to make sense of his response. So entirely on this episode, we'll be paraphrasing him. We're not going to be quoting him verbatim, but we'll also add the link to the podcast so that in the description, so that you can go and listen to the podcast and flow through with our discourse. So, Sister Victory, are you excited?
I am.
Yeah, I must compliment you. You look exceptionally beautiful today.
Thank you very much.
All right, so Sister Victory will be asking the questions while we will discuss the answers. Please go ahead.
Okay, so I'll be asking the questions. We are going to be sharing our thoughts about it, and we'd also love for you to comment and share your thoughts too.
Yeah.
Because what we actually want to discuss about is what happens to us in our daily life, like every day. It's not something big. When we start talking about it, you know it's something that me and you experience.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get right into it. So the first question will I say host asks Apostle Femi.
No, I think
Lazarus.
Apostle Femi is the host.
Apostle Femi Lazarus the host.
So the guy is just interviewing him. Yeah. So the podcast is Apostle Femi Lazarus podcast.
Okay.
So, but I think he inversed the whole thing. Instead of him interviewing, he got someone to interview him.
Instead.
Yeah. So
in his podcast.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. So the first question he asked Apostle Femi Lazarus, he said, Apostle Femi Lazarus quoted.
Yeah.
So he quoted that the courageous will always lead the gifted. So he asked how pivotal, in his opinion, is the subject of courage, confidence to the subject matter of excellence and competence as against mediocrity.
Yeah. So in trying to address that issue of mediocrity and competence and boldness, Apostle Femi Lazarus took the interviewer on a journey by trying to bring in light the Donny Cougar effect.
Yes.
Yeah, so I found that intriguing. I found that interesting. I have to go and listen to videos concerning that more and more to make sense of what that means. So in Donny Cougar effect, was talking about how the less competent are more bold and are more loud than the high competent. Now this is it. The less competent overestimate their capacity, and the competent underestimate their capacity. So he was trying to say that the competent ones tend to be so cautious when they want to act, you understand?
Yes.
But the ones that are less knowledgeable and less skilled and less competent, they are too loud. They have boldness because
They tend to
they
do it first before
yes.
thinking about being cautious about
Exactly, because they think they already know it all. So it's just like when you are first introduced to a subject, maybe in school, you feel so excited. You feel that is all it is about this subject. It's very simple, I know it. But by the time you guys start diving deep into the subject,
it.
you
You know
might
that
start
the
feeling
subject is not even
yes, you see it is so
it's not like the
broad.
way I thought
Exactly.
it would be.
Sometimes it will be so you realize that there is a lot of things that you don't know, and by that time your confidence will drop. So if you look at the Donny Cougar effect
Chat.
chart, you will see that the less competent, their courage, their boldness, their loudness is high.
Hi.
Then the graph now nosedived into a valley and climbed up. Now the competent, it is after a while. First of all, the foolish one, that means the less competent and less knowledgeable, they are so loud and confident
Are we
here.
supposed to call them foolish then?
Yeah, I feel what
Because
is foolishness? Yeah, let's come to think of it.
are we supposed to call them foolish? Because they just don't have the courage and the boldness to be out there.
So when I call them foolish, I'm not entirely saying that
They
they
are
are
foolish.
foolish, but what I'm trying to say is that in that subject matter or in that area,
They are
they are considered as
classified
foolish
as okay.
because they don't know so much and they are too loud about it. The Bible says that foolishness lies in the heart of a child or of children. It doesn't mean that the children are born foolish. It means they are ignorant and they are not aware that they are ignorant. So that is what I mean by foolishness. In fact, some of the videos I watched exposed me to this reality that I found very interesting. A guy in one of those videos, I don't know his name, he says that the amount of energy and dedication it requires for you to come to knowledge is the amount of energy and dedication it requires for you to be intelligent.
Okay.
And being intelligent is when you have realized that there is a lot that you don't know. So, coming to knowledge of your ignorance means you are now intelligent. You see, so that I found that mind blowing because if you look at it, it is true. In our world today, foolishness tend to be louder than competence.
Okay.
So in my view, I think he really did justice to
So
that
that's
question.
question.
Yeah, he
I
and
think
it
that was when he also brought this. It was from the Donny Kruger effect. He spoke about this Martin Martin Luther. Was it the American he spoke about that went to rob a bank
yeah, I've
after
forgotten the name of the
reading?
guy.
Okay, yes, I think you know
Yeah,
Martin Luther.
yeah, sorry to cut you. Is that event that
Okay, that
inspired
inspired the Donny
David Dunning and Cougar.
Cougars.
Yeah, Cougar. I think
Okay.
Cougar is his student or
Oh
something. So it
yes,
was
yes,
that
yes,
that
yes. It
inspired them
inspired
to
the
now collate
yes.
data and observe and then postulate that.
Because how can you just read somewhere that if you rub lemon juice on your face, camera will not be able to
You know when I was
detect
listening,
it?
you know when I was listening to that,
Okay, you can
what I was what I was pondering on is, let's even forget the action of the guy. Who convinced him?
Yes, like where
What
did
what did the person do
tell him?
that he was able to convince him? So I was tempted to say that we are in a world that is compartmentalized.
Please break it down.
Now we are in a world that these people are in their own world, these people are in their own world, but all of us are inside the world. So I now want to relate it. So how does it make sense? For example, if you have a bottle of water,
Okay.
all right, and another bottle of water, and you put a fish inside this bottle of water, the only thing that the fish knows about life and reality is just within. He doesn't even know if there is another bottle of water
Or another bottle of water, or if there's another one existing outside
outside.
that bottle of water, right? Okay.
The only way he can now inspire for more is if he was able to see beyond that his world, to see that there is another bottle of water and there is another fishes. And life in the world of that bottle of water is even better than here. That's only where he can now aspire. So I feel that that guy, whoever convinced him or whatever convinced him, was able to do so because the guy was living in his own world. And in that his own world, it made sense. But now, in the world of the police and the bankers, this guy is foolish because in their own world, it doesn't make sense. You see? So I was so interested in trying to find out what really convinced this guy.
So, guys, as we said earlier, the link is going to be
Yeah, so
below, so you understand what we are trying to say.
yeah.
So, probably when you watch that podcast and you come back here, you really understand what we are trying to say and comment, because your thoughts matter. Share your thoughts. We want to hear your thoughts. We want to hear what you think. So, the second question he asked was, who is most likely to break into society and become a person of impact in the society? The one who is exceptionally gifted, pardon me, or outstandingly bold, who is likely to be a man of great influence
So I
in the
think
society?
when he asked that,
Bold or
yeah. So I think when he asked that question, the Apostle Femi Lazarus tried to intimate him with a particular kind of understanding or reality. So, and at the end, he was able to answer and say that boldness alone is not enough. And then being gifted or competent or skilled,
alone is still not enough.
so
Okay.
you need the both.
Okay.
But he went on to say that look at our society today. It's as though that it's just the bold that's managing affairs, are breaking into the society and all of that. And again, I don't know if he's on this question, but he went further to expatiate and says that what society keep rewarding, keep permitting, after a while, it becomes their identity.
Yes, it's not a naked film, but
Yes,
it's
yeah. So I don't know if he's on this question.
Mm.
So the thing there is, it doesn't matter who, whoever that takes the right action, do the right thing. You can be bold and competent, or you can just be bold without being competent or skilled. The moment you are able to take actions and do what is required, you will break in. And not just that, it works in tandem with what the society reward at that moment. If society rewards foolish, bold people, you can break in. If it rewards competent, bold people, you can break in. So it depends on what the society reward. It all hinges on the reward system of the society. You get that now? So both of them can, but it is not enough. Because even after, okay, the reason why we're having this conversation and the reason why we are saying that our society today rewards the foolish, the just I keep calling
Bold.
them foolish. The
The
bold,
bold that
the
are
bold.
not competent.
Yes, they are not skilled.
Are not skilled.
Is because our society are now realizing that that is not enough. Just being bold and taking and being courageous is not enough. That's why we're talking about it.
Yeah, that's what we're talking
Yes,
about.
that's why we're talking even against it.
Because at a time,
It was normal.
yeah, it was normal.
Yes.
But now we are beginning to see that just being bold and courageous and you being out there is not enough. Something is still missing.
You get that now. So that's why we're even having the conversation in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it proves what Apostle Femi
Yeah,
Lazarus
said,
is say.
right?
Yeah, both of them.
I think because in this question you said just like a coin.
Yes.
You have a coin, it has head and
Yes.
tail.
Yes.
You can't. There's just like the way when in the days of old when they used coin. We didn't have any coin that just had only a head or only
Yes.
tail.
Yes.
The two together makes
Exactly.
it a coin.
Exactly.
So it goes together. So you must be courageous and be skilled.
Exactly.
That's the only way you can.
If you are skilled and you're not courageous, you will die with your skill. If you are
Because imagine that. Sorry for cutting you short, sir. Imagine that Martin Luther, who was his name, that American that they caught.
Yeah.
Even when they caught him, even when the police arrested him, that you're the robber that came to rob our bank, he was still saying, "But I applied the truth."
that is conviction.
But I applied. He was convinced that they said if I do this thing, it will work.
So it's conviction. You see, when you are so convinced about something, that's what inspires action. I was reading this Atomic Habits in some parts. I didn't know what he called that formula, but he was saying for you to actually change, there is identity, there is process, and there is outcome. Some people want to change from outcome to process, then identity.
And it's not possible.
It's not possible. The right way to change is you must become that thing through a process, and there will be outcome. So it's identity. If you convince a wise man that he's foolish, you will see foolish outcome.
That's true.
So conviction.
Something to think upon.
Yes, conviction is so. It is what you are convinced about that you act upon. And it is your conviction that builds your identity. You understand?
And it's that conviction that keeps you going.
Exactly. It is because the guy was so convinced that
Keeps you going. Like even when the word is saying it doesn't make sense, you are convinced, keeps you going.
Yeah.
Just like the way when Paul didn't know our Lord Jesus Christ, he was persecuting the church. Then I think then Christians were he was persecuting Christians now. And I believe they were trying to, preach to him and talk to him, but then he was so convinced that this is the right way. Persecuting Christians was the right way.
Do you know?
But when
our Lord
Jesus Christ, yes.
So do you know?
Same energy, used same energy.
Do you know? Even as you're saying this, I just started thinking about how dangerous that is.
Conviction.
Yeah. In as much as it's a good thing, it can be dangerous. Or if I'm convinced that I'm supposed to kill you.
That's the thing now. So it just keeps you going.
Yeah. So at what point?
Just like what he said.
At what point do we find the balance?
Those are one of the questions they ask in that podcast. Because there are some questions they will ask him. He will be like,
We'll
ask this kind of questions. So the third question actually asked him was, he said, what is the psychological framework that sponsors this construct? The construct we are talking about is the least leading the best. That's the courageous.
Okay. I think there was something that.
Sorry, sir.
Okay.
He went further to say, how do we, because he's thinking there's a psychological framework that sponsors this concept that says the least to keep leading the best. So now how do we tell or influence the next generation to pursue after competence and skill, if all it takes to become a person of impact and boldness? Because if we look at our world today now, using social media for example, most people that have millions of followers aside the ministers and those that are influential and all, most persons on especially TikTok now are people that are bold and courageous, not necessarily people that are competent or skillful in any way. So how do we
So I think
influence our next generation when this standard is already like this?
Apostle Femi Lazarus attempted that question by saying that the world is already prepared for either your impact or your death. Then me, I looked at it this way. If I ask you a question, in some areas of your life that you are influential in, would you say you are competent there and you 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 are making impact in that area? Any area that you think you're doing well, would you say you're making impact there?
The rest are making impact.
Yeah.
If I'm doing well, of course, I
Okay.
would say
So,
I'm making impact.
but at some point in your life, before you could be so bold to make this
Confident, yes.
statement,
Yeah.
at some point in your life, it wasn't like that.
No, definitely.
So that
It
means
took time.
at that point in your life that you were not making impact, you were the one holding yourself from making impact. Because it is
Okay.
still the same world, and you were now able to move from someone that is not making impact to someone that is making impact. Did anybody stop you from doing that? No. But here is the thing. They talked about social construct. So, in as much that those things are present, we still have people that can see in between the line, that can sift it. There is a passage in the Bible that talks about wisdom also. It says, gather it and then pick the right ones. So, your ability to, even in the presence of that social pressure, to conform to the reality of your vicinity, you were able to come out. So I'm not going to say that it is not a social construct. Neither am I going to say it is a social construct, but I'm saying that even though that is, that we as human beings still have that capacity to come out impactful. That is one. Now you talked about how can we, yeah, so what I'm just saying is the message we can give to the next generation first. And then also, even as we are now, we need to start rewarding intelligence, competence, smart and hard work. We need to start rewarding things that matters. We need to stop rewarding foolishness. So we can say, oh, the West are influencing or socially, how would I put it? There is a social construct. There is an intentional influence or activities geared towards constructing our mindset, building our narrative towards a particular direction. It can be true. You understand? It can be true. It can be true. But you should also know that we have the capacity to rise above all of that.
So, if I understood you correctly, you're trying to say me being in level 1 is my decision.
Yes.
And me getting to level 10 is still my decision.
Whatever reality you're perceiving now or you're seeing now,
It's my decision.
yeah, it's your mind.
My mindset.
Whatever you see is your mindset. Before you can see beyond your mindset, another mindset has to introduce you to that mindset.
That is higher.
Yes, so
than my mindset.
so your current reality is the consequence of your mindset, your decisions and your actions.
So what do you guys think? Is that true?
Yeah.
Is that true? My current stage right now is the consequence of my mindset.
Yeah.
Please put your comment and tell me if it's true.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've spoken well. That's why podcasts like this, conversations like this are coming up. You know, people are talking about things to also encourage those intelligent and competent ones that are not bold enough to come out.
Yeah. So
Please come out
yeah.
so we can be able to we can be able to promote, you know, your intelligence,
Intelligent
your
discourse.
skill.
Yeah.
Yes, can be able to promote all this kind of thing. So with time it becomes a culture, so our mindsets can be shifted for good.
Yeah.
And our young ones, the next generation that is coming up, will inherit something good, progress, not this
Decline.
olodo uprising. Is it
So
olodo uprising?
yeah.
Oh no,
So
I don't know what it's called.
it is pertinent. It is very important that we engage in conversations like this. We shouldn't just say, "Oh, that guy is foolish. Oh, that guy is an olodo."
Without
But
helping,
if
without,
you look at his live stream, if you look at his followership,
yeah.
they are massive.
Funny how intelligent people just be like, this person is not intelligent enough. You say that, but you don't do anything to help the person.
Yeah, so there is a forum on TikTok that I normally join. I'm a moderator there, so
Okay.
we have conversations on politics and all of that. On that forum, people will come. I moderate. So there are these supporters of the president, the current president, and then there are oppositions. So when they come, one thing I realized that on that our platform, I don't know about another platform, the supporters of the current president, they are very knowledgeable.
Wow. Are you serious?
Yes, on that platform. Then the supporters of the opposition, some of them are knowledgeable, but they are too loud. And I love intelligent
And it's always
conversation.
like a debate.
Yes,
Right?
we normally have debate.
Because like this now, the way I'm seeing in Nigeria, policies is a debate.
Yes, yes. So I moderate, and I love intelligent discourse. I don't like us to just talk, 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 talk. No. So when I want to follow the thinking process or thought process of the opposition guys, I realize that some of them are partly intelligent, but I realize that their foundations or what the foundations that they build their narrative
From
on
rather.
is not as solid as the other guys. Now, those supporting the president, maybe the president is truly doing wonderful, or maybe he's not. But the fact that they are so eloquent and they are so disciplined to communicate their narrative in an intelligent manner,
So they're not
it
just
now
intelligent, they're
inspired,
confident enough.
yes,
Yes.
it now inspired me to start being so soft on the president. I said, wait, maybe I'm the one not thinking this thing very
And
well.
I'm convinced, I'm
Yes.
serious. I think
So
that's good.
yeah. So what am I trying to say? What I'm trying to say is that if they were not able to discuss that on that forum, I might not have that soft spot. Because me, I'm critical of both of them. But I am now more critical of the opposition because they just talk. They blah, 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 talk. They can't substantiate their
No
claims.
solid validation.
Yes. They can't substantiate their claims. They just talk, 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 talk. But these guys, they don't talk, they will listen. And they'll give you facts, they'll give you figure. And when you try to malign them or push them to an area that they don't know much, they are so honest to tell you, on this area, I won't be able to comment because I don't know much. Immediately they have weakened you because you are not going to have conversation on that. And maybe that is the area you know very well. But when you take the opposition guys to the area they don't know, they won't admit that they don't know. They'll just be spewing lies and 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 then you now see. Let me tell you something. If you're having conversation with somebody, at first you might not know, you might not have knowledge of what the person is talking about, and you'll be so interested. You'll be so, wow, this person is knowledgeable. Maybe it's just whatever he's saying is just rubbish, but you don't have knowledge of it. But he's so well put together. You keep communicating it. Then he now eventually move to an area that you are well knowledgeable in. He now say things that are not true. Do you know that even the previous one that he said, you will not realize that this person is just loud. There is nothing in his brain. So that is how it made me feel about those opposition. They can say things that I don't know, but it sounds very intelligent. I'll give them kudos. But when I now move them to areas I know, I now realize they are just talking. Nothing. So I'm not saying this to support or no, I don't support any, but I'm just trying to use that to portray the fact that you need to have this conversation, because it is conversations like this that shape narrative. You get, and that narrative shape culture. You understand? It shape culture, and that culture shape people, and there is an output, there is a consequence, there is a result, there is an effect that happen. But it starts with conversation. War starts with conversation and ends with conversation. War, you know war.
Yes.
It starts with word of mouth and ends with word of mouth.
So, my dear viewers, if you think we didn't throw enough lights on this particular question, that's why your comments is
Yeah.
needed.
So this is a disclaimer.
Share your thoughts. If you think we are not even doing justice to these questions, please, I want you to share your thoughts.
Yeah.
Because you see, we need to change our narrative.
Yeah.
Very, very important. We need to change it so
Yeah.
that the generation that is coming up will inherit a good culture and not load up rising. I don't know why I keep saying that. So he asked another question. He said, is mediocrity a choice or a psychological construct? That is the society, is the society wired to make people mediocre, or is this a function of our decisions? Is it the society that is wired to make people mediocre, or is it our decisions that are making us mediocre?
Yeah,
So
so
is mediocrity a choice or a psychological construct? That was one of the questions.
I think we've already touched on that, because
I think these questions, all these questions you're actually asking, they're just interwoven, they're connected.
yes. So the simple,
Just that.
if I'm going to if I'm to summarize the podcast, I would say the podcast is talking about skilled boldness and the narrative that brings about being skilled and courageous, and just being courageous alone. So it's all about narratives, and then how does the narrative shape people to become skilled and not courageous, or shape people to be courageous and not skilled. You get, and then how does our community reward either of them?
Yeah.
So that's all
Yeah.
what the conversation is all
That's all we're talking about.
about. Yeah. So yeah.
But the other thing, if is society wired to make people mediocre, is society wired to make people average, in case you're wondering what mediocrity means.
Yeah. So that's like the guy said, oh, this is like the argument of the chicken and egg. You can argue it both way, and you will be right. You can say, yeah, the society is wired to make people
To be
mediocre.
mediocre, or we are is our decision.
You can also say it's our
I
decision.
don't know if this was the question that Pastor Apostle Femi Lazarus said. How do you even put it? There's a way he said it, that if you grew up in a particular background when you're growing up, it's not really your fault. Your mentality,
Yeah,
your mental
so
state is not your fault.
So yeah,
There's a way you put it.
yeah. So
Then by the time you can differentiate right from wrong, if you are still thinking the way you grew up, if you still have that mindset of your, there's a way you put it.
okay, let me put it. Let me rephrase. I think I know what you're talking about.
Let me
Let
put
me
it.
rephrase, or let me paraphrase.
Yeah. Help me.
It's if you are born poor, it's not your fault. But if you die poor,
It's
it's
your
your
fault.
fault.
Thank you very
So the
much.
moment you get to the age that you can discern, you
If you
know,
still want to be poor, or you want
yes.
to,
So you get to an age
and you
that you
don't
know
say
what
anything
is
about
right
it.
from wrong. And from that moment is your responsibility to choose either to
Thank
remain
you
there
very much, sir.
or
That
continue.
yes,
So
yes,
that's what he's trying to communicate. That so he says that life happens to you when you are born, but at some point
you
you happen
happen to
to life.
life. That's
Yes.
that's that's it. That's it. It's true. Life happens to you when you are born,
Yeah.
but at some point you happen to life.
Yes.
It's true. It's true. That's it. So he asked another question, and I think all these questions here now is still the same thing as the answer. If the society is engineered by their algorithm or
Okay,
vice versa.
he was talking about algorithm, the algorithm, social media algorithm. Yeah. So the guy confirmed it that yeah, that aspect of that the guy confirmed that that is true by saying
That
that
the
he
society.
traveled. No, he said he was in Nigeria that he could see his TikTok. We call it FYP. I think that's what TikTok
He
called it.
went to an Asian country.
Yeah, no, where he was still in
Okay,
Nigeria,
when he was still in Nigeria,
there is the
yes.
kind of
Yes,
content
FYP,
he
yes,
sees.
FYP.
Yeah, I think Facebook call it the news feed.
Okay, yes.
Yeah. Then when he now traveled to one of the Asian countries,
Countries, yes.
the whole thing
Changed,
changed.
yes, the
So
algorithm.
it already proved that yes, governments that are intentional, they tend to
Push some certain things.
yes, they tend to do something to the algorithm that because see that is where Apostle Femi Lazaro was talking about social engineering. He says social engineering is more stronger than education. You know why? He now said that because you don't need to go to school.
He
It
said,
is you just need to
it's
be
true.
alive, observe.
He said social engineering is stronger, is more powerful
Yeah.
than social,
Than school.
than
Yeah, school education.
schooling education, something
Yeah.
like that.
So why is so is because even an illiterate can be socially engineered.
Yes.
And how do you socially engineer people? When I was thinking this, I just remember something. My mind opened. Do you remember the story of Abraham?
Okay.
God said to him, as far as your eye can see.
Okay.
No, he didn't understand that. Your reality is handed over to you. That's what God was telling him. Say, I've handed over your reality to you. Decide what you want. And I said, as far as your eye can see, that's what I'm giving to you. See, we don't know how powerful seeing is. Vision. Yeah, you can say there is physical vision and there is inner vision. But you don't know how powerful vision is. Remember the example I gave to you? I said, there is a bottle of water here, there is fish inside. There's another bottle of water here, there is fish inside. This fish thinks that this is all it is.
Yes, and he has seen to that to him to it. It has seen everything that is there to see.
So that is
But
his
little
reality.
did it know
That there is more.
there's more.
So if you want to help yourself, just tell yourself that at any strata that I am, or at any point in my life, there is more.
He asked Apostle Femi Lazarus if. Okay, I think it was Apostle Femi Lazarus that asked him.
If he thinks he's successful.
Yes, and
the guy said yes.
The guy said yes.
Then he said, but he doesn't think he's
he
successful.
doesn't.
You know why? Okay, let me intimate you with this
He said he doesn't do. He
See,
doesn't.
maybe when Apostle Femi Lazarus was at that guy's level, he thinks where he is now is success.
Yes, where he is now is
Now,
success. Now he has gotten to that
he
point
now
where
realize
he
that
now
there is
realizes
more.
that
But do you know that someone can get to where that level that he has gotten to
and the
and
person
think
says
that's all?
that they've arrived, right?
That I have arrived means you already believe that that is the summit of the
Yes.
mountain. You understand? You already believe that that is the summit of the mountain. So the moment you summit that mountain, you feel there's nothing else. But if you are able to see, you can see that even at the summit of the mountain, there is still another higher mountain to climb.
So it's unending, it never ends.
Is it not the Bible that says that the path of the just are like shining light? The-
It shines brighter and brighter
It
and
keeps
brighter.
shining. When is the perfect day? I don't know. Any people, primitive people will tell you till we meet Jesus, till Jesus come. But I don't think anybody know where exactly is the perfect day. So that is why the more you think you know God, the more you realize you don't know at all.
Yes, because as you grow, your walk with him, as you grow, you'll be
So
seeing different
that is even
dimensions.
where you become the victim of Dunning-Kruger
It's
theory. Because you become intimidated because you realize that, Baba, the thing complex, so it's wide.
because when you think, I understand, you just break into
Yeah. So
one
that is
area
where
you be like,
intelligence
I
comes.
don't know, I don't
Intelligence
understand.
is when, sorry to cut you. Intelligence is when you realize that there is more that you don't know.
Yes,
It's
that's
not when you think you know. It's when you come to terms, you realize that there is more. So to build a guard for yourself, just tell yourself that at every level of my
I
knowledge,
should just know
I
there is
never
more
know
I
and
don't know.
finish. Yeah. So that
So
keeps
when
you
you come
humble.
with higher logic or there's someone that has a higher understanding than what you understand, you will not feel hot.
Yeah.
Because Apostle Femi Lazarus says, just like what you just said
Yeah.
now, is humility.
Yeah.
You being humble to say,
You know, I used to tell you
I
something.
didn't know. I
Yeah.
didn't know that there's something greater than what I actually
Yeah.
know.
So, you know, I used to tell you something. I used to tell you, this is my own construct. It might be wrong the way I frame it or I structure it. But I used to tell you that knowledge and knowledge is arrogant.
Mm.
And I used to tell you that whenever knowledge exposes your arrogance, what knowledge is doing it is inviting you to itself. So you can decide to allow your
To
emotion get
embrace it.
on the
Or,
way and say, oh, you knowledge, you have insulted me. Or you can just intimate yourself with the knowledge. But the first thing that the knowledge does is that it exposes how ignorant you are. You can't escape. You can't have that knowledge without being first defeated. You understand? Without knowledge first telling you, Baba, you are foolish. Baba, you are ignorant.
so you have two options. Is that you fight it? That's the arrogance you're talking
Yes,
about. Is that you fight
you
it and
fight it.
say, no, I will stick to what I know, or you humble yourself and say,
Yeah.
oh, okay,
So the
there's
beginning of
more to this.
yeah. So the beginning of learning is humility.
Humility, yes. Okay, so the last question we have here, which is not the last question in the video,
Yeah, we just choose this
just
six.
pick this particular
I think
one.
it's
So
six.
you
Yeah.
can go back to the video
Yeah.
via the link and enjoy
Yeah.
and discuss on it.
Yeah.
Share your comments. We want to see your comments. We want to learn. This is how we can reshaping our minds,
Yeah.
renew our minds, and renew until the generation that is coming up to will be renewed.
Yeah. So the Bible says, train up a child in the way he should grow, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. So it is at every point in our life we are taking in something. And that thing that we are taking in is forming something in us and is transforming us. Do you realize the Bible says, become transformed by the renewal of your
Our
mind?
minds, yes.
But did he tell you how your mind will be renewed? Your mind can be renewed when either something superior to what is there already comes and give it a new shape or a new texture. Look at WhatsApp. There was a time that WhatsApp would not work. They will tell you, the date is not this thing. They say,
Upgrade.
go and update.
Updates, rather, sorry.
What happened in the background with the people programming WhatsApp is they either removed something, fixed something, or added something.
Improved something,
Improved.
yeah. So
You have to come to that new
Upgrade.
reality. So that's what the Bible was saying there. There are new reality available. Come to that new reality. When you come to that new reality, it becomes your reality. That's it becoming your reality is the transformation.
Rema.
So, yeah.
Okay, so I'll just ask this question to the house. We are not just asking,
Yeah.
I'm asking everybody.
Yeah.
Do you think it's ever too late to start reshaping our narratives? The question to the house. That's the last question we had. Is it
Yeah.
ever too late
So
to start reshaping our narratives?
so Igbo people have an adage, I think an adage or a proverb, I don't even know which one it is, that "Mgbe onye ji teta ụla wụ otu ya."
Bam.
What it means is that it is when you wake up that is your morning.
Okay.
So you can wake up in the midnight, that is
That's
your
it.
morning. You wake up by 12, that is your morning.
Yeah.
So what that now means is that is when you start your day. So you can decide to start your day now, or you can decide to start tomorrow.
So it's not.
But some people have started their day already,
Yeah. So it's
and
not
nobody
late.
cares. So it's not late.
It's not late.
It's not late.
We started already. I don't know about you.
Oh, sorry. Let me pick it for you.
Thank you very much. We've started already. I don't know about you. So please, let's start. Let's start. I'm calling out for all of us. Let's start.
Yeah. So
You're in your house. You know you're interested in conversations like this. Let's start. Let's push this. Let's push conversations like this. So it becomes a culture over time, rather.
yeah.
So our next generation can. I'm keen on our next
So
generation.
I don't know why whenever you
inheriting-
I don't know why when sorry to cut you, I don't know why when you say next generation, I feel twitch because it now makes me feel as if I'm old and my generation is already passing. But this is my generation.
Okay, so this
Maybe I'm the
generation-
next generation.
Yeah, I don't know, but this generation and the one that is coming and the one that is coming after it and the one that is coming and the
Yeah.
one that is coming after it.
So it's a continue. So at every point in time, changes happen. So it can be a decline or it can be an upward change.
Yeah, I just remembered something.
Yeah, go ahead.
You know, there was one question he asked if success is relative.
Success is relative. It's not even supposed to be a question because what you call success is not what I call success.
When he said something
I think that was what brought about the question that he asked him, do you think I'm successful?
oh yes,
The guy said yes. He said, but I don't think I'm successful. That means what you are calling success is not what I'm calling success. So it's related, is related to what you accrue to it. So I can
So my bank charges right now can
Yeah.
be someone's prayer point.
yes.
Or someone's bank charges right now is the prayer point.
Do you know
in terms of theology.
how many billions that America collects in tax from Elon Musk? It's like it's like um it's like some countries' total GDP.
Woo!
So California
Are you serious?
California GDP is higher than the whole of Nigeria GDP. I think it's even higher than West Africa GDP. Only California. And California is just a state in America, one of the 50 states. So, and guess what? Maybe when you get to California, they will tell you they had a bad year. They will tell you they had a bad physical year. They can tell you that. But even in that their bad physical year, it is some people's reach that they have not gotten to. So success is relative.
So that's why we should aspire for more. There's always more to aspire.
Yeah.
There's
If you
just
can
be
only see the more.
okay, it's true. That's another
It is
thing. If
what
you
you see
can
that you aspire
see,
for. So it is
oh
what
God, open my eyes to see always.
so it is what a generation it is what a generation see or they can model after.
Is what we
Oh,
see,
I want to be like that sister.
observe,
Is
and
because you were
encourage
able to
over time.
see the sister and observe the sister and you are inspired to.
Yeah.
So it is what people see. That is why media is powerful because media people see and hear.
Yeah, I think
You
Apostle
talked
Femi,
about
yeah,
that.
he talks about
Yeah.
media. He was like, we should focus on
Yes.
that's one of the ways we can
Shaping
impact,
our
shaping
yes,
our
yes.
minds and
Yeah. So
influence the next
yeah,
generation or this generation, as you'd want me to call it,
yeah.
that we should focus on media because what we see is greater than what we go to school to learn.
Yes. Education is not just in school. Have you done something before? And some people will say it's like you like home training.
Mm,
That means there is an education you are supposed to get from the house.
from the house,
They
yes.
didn't say it's like you lack school
School
training.
training, yes.
They say it's like you like
Home
home training. So home training is different from school training and it's different from collective training. So my people will say that one person doesn't train a child, that it is a
community
community.
is true.
So you
It's
see,
a
so
general
that is why it
program.
is powerful.
General
Because
program.
check the amount of time you spend with your children. Are you currently living with your parents?
No, no, sir.
So that means what is shaping you now is what you see. And what you see is everything around you. So I think that's what we have for today.
Yeah, so this is it though. So
Yeah.
please, me, I'm still keen on if you think we didn't do justice in
Yeah.
breaking down all our questions, please comment, like and share comments. I'm interested on your comments. I want to learn more.
All right. Thank you so much. This is it.
Thank
That's all
you.
for now.
See
See you in
you
our next
in our
episode.
next
Please do
episode.
well to subscribe, do well to comment, do well to like and share. We want to hear your thoughts. I believe maybe in the chats we are at the foolish level. Maybe we are just spewing our
Mm.
foolishness, or maybe we are
Maybe we
saying
are just
something.
competent, we are not bold.
Yeah.
Who
Or
knows?
maybe we are not even competent at all. Who knows?
So
So
please
let's know your
comment. Let
thoughts.
us know your thoughts.
Take care. Bye bye.
Bye.